Is it a fruit? Is it a vegetable? Is it secretly a superfood? Today we're taking a juicy deep dive into one of the world's most misunderstood and most loved foods, the tomato. From its bizarre history and health benefits to storage tips and kitchen hacks, we've got everything you didn't know you needed to know about tomatoes. And if you stick around to the end, I'll share one mind-blowing fact about ketchup you won't believe. What even is a tomato? Let's start with the basics. Botanically, the tomato is a fruit, a berry, in fact, because it develops from the flower of the plant and contains seeds. But in the kitchen, it's treated like a vegetable. In fact, the US Supreme Court ruled in 1893 that tomatoes are legally vegetables for tax reasons. That's right, tomatoes were the center of a court case about import tariffs. So yes, tomatoes are fruit, legally vegetables, and scientifically both. Where are you from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Nutritional powerhouse. Lycopene, the heart hero. Tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant linked to a reduced risk of heart disease, certain cancers, and even sun damage to the skin. Cooked is better. Cooking tomatoes actually increases lycopene absorption, especially when combined with healthy fats like olive oil. So yes, tomato sauce is health food now. You're welcome. Low-cal, high-fiber. One medium tomato equals about 22 calories, with a good dose of vitamin C, potassium, folate, and fiber. Great for digestion and immune support. Good for your eyes. Tomatoes contain lutein and zeaxanthin antioxidants that protect against eye diseases like macular degeneration. Raw or cooked, how do you prefer your tomatoes? Let us know in the comments. Fun tomato facts you never knew. Tomatoes originally come from South America, but they weren't widely eaten until centuries later. When tomatoes first came to Europe in the 1500s, they were considered poisonous by many, because they're part of the nightshade family. Tomatoes change their flavor after refrigeration. Putting tomatoes in the fridge actually damages their flavor compounds. A study from UC Davis showed that chilling disrupts the genes responsible for volatile compounds, what gives tomatoes their rich aroma. Pro tip, always store ripe tomatoes at room temperature and eat them within 3 to 4 days. The heaviest tomato ever grown weighed 10 pounds, 12 ounces, around 4.9 kilograms. There are over 10,000 varieties of tomatoes, from tiny cherry tomatoes to rare purple, green, and striped heirloom types. In Spain, they hold an annual festival called La Tomatina, where people throw over 100,000 pounds of tomatoes at each other in the streets. Tomatoes were once yellow and orange. The first cultivated tomatoes were mostly yellow or orange, not red. In fact, their name in Italian, pomodoro, comes from pomodoro, which means golden apple. Tomato skin is rich in antioxidants. Most of a tomato's lycopene is found in the skin, so peeling your tomatoes might make your sauce smoother, but you're also removing nutrients. Tomato juice works in a pinch for sunburns. It contains lycopene and vitamin C, which may help cool and soothe sun-exposed skin. But still use sunscreen, obviously. Tomatoes are one of the most consumed fruits in the world. On a global scale, tomatoes are the #1 most consumed fruit by volume, after bananas. In the US alone, the average person eats 30 pounds, 14 kilograms of tomatoes per year, mostly in the form of sauce, juice, ketchup, and salsa. Have you ever tried an heirloom tomato? What's the weirdest color or shape you've seen? How to buy, store, and prep tomatoes. How to choose tomatoes. Color. Look for rich, deep color, red, yellow, orange, or purple, depending on the variety. A consistent color across the skin usually indicates ripeness. Feel. Gently squeeze. A ripe tomato should be firm but yield slightly to pressure. Avoid overly hard, underripe, or mushy, overripe tomatoes. Smell. Ripe tomatoes have a sweet, earthy aroma, especially at the stem end. Skin. The skin should be smooth and free of blemishes, cracks, or wrinkling. Weight. A good tomato should feel heavy for its size, which means it's juicy inside. How to store tomatoes. Room temperature. Best for ripening and flavor. Store unripe or just ripe tomatoes stem side down on the counter, away from sunlight. Let them ripen fully at room temperature. Once ripe, use within a few days. Refrigerator, only if very ripe. If your tomatoes are fully ripe and you can't use them right away, store them in the fridge to slow down spoilage. Bring them back to room temperature before eating to restore flavor and texture. Cut tomatoes. Wrap in plastic or place in an airtight container and refrigerate. Use within 1 to 2 days for best quality. Cherry or grape tomatoes. Store at room temperature in a bowl, no plastic bags, for best flavor. Refrigerate only if overripe or cut. Quick kitchen tip. Hate peeling tomatoes? Drop them in boiling water for 10 seconds, then into ice water. The skin will slide right off. Tomatoes were once called love apples in Europe because they were thought to be aphrodisiacs. Tomato juice is the official state beverage of Ohio. NASA has grown tomatoes in space as part of plant research for future Mars missions. Green tomatoes can be eaten too. Fried green tomatoes are a southern U.S. classic. Tomato myths and ketchup truth bombs. Myth. Tomatoes cause inflammation. Not for most people. In fact, lycopene has anti-inflammatory properties. But some with autoimmune or nightshade sensitivity may want to limit them. Truth. Ketchup used to be a medicine. In the early 1800s, tomato ketchup was sold as a cure for indigestion. A doctor even patented tomato pills. Fast forward, most ketchup today is 20% sugar, so maybe not the healthiest anymore. Tomatoes. They're ancient, powerful, a little misunderstood, and absolutely delicious. From summer salads to cozy sauces, they've earned their place in our kitchens and our hearts. If you learned something new today, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more tasty science, and drop a tomato in the comments if you made it to the end. You're officially part of the Tomato Squad.